want to say how they want to say it, and Homestead Slim on all the smoke. So if y'all don't like what they're saying, look, blame that on me, Homestead Slim, not them, and not Street 100 The Heat. That's my disclaimer. Let's get it. Let's get it. Tell us a little bit, both questions. Tell us a little bit about where you're from.
Well, I'm native from Houston, North Side,
Okay.
but I've been all over, traveling all over.
Okay.
So, yes, sir.
I'm native from Beaumont, Texas.
Beaumont in the house.
Yeah, Beaumont in the house, from the north side of Beaumont.
Okay.
And I came out here about 2019 and been rocking ever since.
Okay. That's what's up. So tell the listeners about what's the mission, what's the play, what y'all got going on today. What's going on?
You want the ladies first?
Well, we have a show that's called The Disconnect.
You do?
And we want to talk about the disconnect that's going on in society.
Okay.
And we want to be worldwide. We don't want to just like minimize it down just only to the Black community, which we are Black people.
Right.
So we are going to address the Black community as well. But
Right.
it affects us all. So there's a lot of issues that need to be addressed. And there's a lot of healing that need to take place. So that's what we're trying to bring. We're trying to have the conversations that people scared to have, the conversations that they need to have.
Right.
And we calling that shit out.
What can you do to uplift our race as a whole?
Man, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding what I bring. You know what I mean? Been through it, learned through trials, trial and error. You know what I mean? Hey, me personally, I've always been the type. If I can go somewhere and not bump my head, and the elder can drop and put wisdom on me, I won't take it. I don't want to bump my head. You know what I mean?
Sometimes it's good to bump your head.
Yeah, sometimes it's good.
Sometimes. Well, go ahead.
But I don't want to bump it 80% of the time. You know?
I can dig.
So if I can minimize it to about 20%, 15% or whatever, you know what I mean, then that's good. So I just, want to bring that to them and bring that wisdom so that they can, have something to build upon. So.
Man, that's great. But I'm gonna come back to you. I'm holding you accountable to what you just said.
Please.
Now to the queen over here. Say, man, we having a problem in our society to where I feel like hip hop is kind of, I'm not gonna say kind of, I'm saying they are portraying women in a certain way.
Right.
In order to be a female hip hop star, you have to do certain things and rap about certain things.
Right.
What is your perspective and what is your outlook on that?
My perspective is, you got to stand on something. You got to stand for something. And that's not to down talk the women that's doing this, right? Because we're not going to look over the fact that they was probably misled. Or we're not going to look over the fact that it's a whole generational curse that's going on, that's being passed on, right?
Okay.
So my place in it is to bring the divine feminine back or whatever and put the woman back in her place because she don't really know who she is.
Put her back in her place.
Put her back in her place where she belongs. Because a lot of times, in a lot of areas, we've been excluded.
Okay.
And I've studied different religions, I've studied different cultures or whatever, where the woman was silenced, right? And when I look at the world today and I see the destruction, I see the pollution of the air, I see the pollution of the water, I see the pollution of all of it or whatever, it's no divine feminine in there, right? And we're overdoing things, we're overusing things, and so once the divine feminine take her place and divine masculine take his place or whatever, when we work together, we could change the world.
Right.
We could heal the world.
Right. With that being said, back to my home.
Just gotta, start with the mental first. Get their head right and try to get to and reach them in that level and just let them know, man, what you're going through right now is only for a little while, but when you get out, get over the outside, try to give them something, a plan or a strategy. Not just beyond words of encouragement. Words of encouragement is cool if we need that. You know what I mean? But a lot of us, we don't have no guidance. You know what I mean? So it's, we go back and we keep running in circles. So I would just try to give them a blueprint. You know what I mean? Try to find out what they're interested in. And then build upon that, what they're interested in, and push them to motivate them to touch and reach in that area.
Right on.
Because it's a whole lot of that going on, right? And we are in the age of Aquarius. We're in the age of information, and the information is out there, and it's really at the tip of your fingertips. Mm-hmm. So you get this information or whatever. Even with me looking at you, Slim, I see the setup and everything that you got going on. You're not around here saying the white man trying to hold me down, this is that. You took what you had and you used it, and you got to where you had to be successful, right? And so this doesn't take a rocket scientist to do this, right? So we just got to give the people hope.
Right.
Just gotta give people hope.
If I can expound on that,
Go ahead.
On what she's saying, is that yes, in the beginning we were victims, we've been victimized, but at some point you gotta shift out of that victim mentality.
Right.
You know what I mean, and just say, you know what, I ain't gonna be a victim no more, because and I'm gonna excel. I'm gonna kick some doors down, and I'm gonna do what I need to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I do.
Because we come from it's they teach us defeat. They teach us that we started from slaves, right? So they teach us, so we was already defeated when they first even started teaching us of ourselves. They didn't teach us that we were more than slaves, like even before then. So we already coming from a defeated standpoint or whatever, and you know, it's really affecting us. It's hurting us.